Hi, Andy. How are you? Okay, mate. Good to see you. I've seen you for ages. You all right?
I'll get started, Andy, yeah.
Frank, starts the Premier League don't get much tougher than tonight. How do you assess that?
Yeah, tough. High level opposition, best team in the league last year, and they showed it. And they played like it. So yeah, really tough. A big experience for the players. A lot of starting players for us. It's their Premier League debut. So parts of the game were tough. Of course, we don't like the result, but it can happen here. I didn't mind the reaction towards the end of the game as it went on. You know, of course they're 3-0 up, but I saw some okay things there. And it's a big learning curve for the players today.
What are the main positives you can take from that?
Well, they kept going and kept going right to the end. And when I'm saying that there's Premier League debuts, the noise here at the start of the game was, you know, I remember that noise. It's different. It's different to the Championship no matter where you go. So those things are things to handle as a player. And we talked about it a lot before the game, but have to go through that and experience that. We're not a team with players that have been up there and up, you know, played at those levels. We've got players that are quality players that deserve to be here. They're going to have to take that on. And again, I think that's why it's a good experience for them and for us and for all. And the important thing for me is to remain positive, because Arsenal away will not define our season. It absolutely won't. But taking on the little lessons from it absolutely will.
And, you know, how did it feel, the result aside, how did it feel walking out tonight, you know, on such a big occasion, isn't it, for the club back in the Premier League and all that sort of stuff? And you must have been immensely proud, you know, back on the world stage.
Yeah, it felt very good, because you feel it as you drive up to the Emirates. You feel the level go up, but it's also what you do. It's your job. So for me, it was. I'm very proud that we got back here, but now we want to go and do well. And, you know, and we've lost a football game, but in the beginning, yeah, the feeling was pride, but the feeling is try and go and do our job. And absolutely, the players showed the right application, the right desire to want to do their job. It was just a difficult game for us in different ways, and it didn't work out our way, which a lot of people have said before the game that might be the way it goes. We always want a bit more. We always want to compete and stay in the game longer, and we didn't. And when you lose the first goal, and even in the first half, I thought normally we would have that little bit more bravery at the bottom of the pitch to play and vary our game. In the end, we went longer a little bit, but I have absolute sympathy with the players because the pressure's higher than it's for us. So we have to find better ways to get out of that. So we played against the best today, and that's a great level for us to look at now and then go, okay, where do we improve?
Andy, we should go up there next. Yeah.
Hi Frank, I'm Tana from Beacons. I just want to ask about Taiwo Awoniyi, my countryman. What attributes do you think he brings to this team, where the team is currently right now, and what attributes do you think he brings that are new to the setup that you would be for the season?
He brings his attributes, I think, are quite clear to the eye, which is his strength and his power and speed. And also, I think, around the box, which he obviously couldn't get around there too much today, but I think he scores goals. He scored goals against my teams before. He also brings this kind of presence as a teammate. I saw as he left Nottingham Forest how much love the club had for him and his teammates, and that's what we need, to like good people who come in with that kind of energy. And I think he's going to be a big player for us. I'm very happy to have him, and I think it's perfect amount of minutes for him. He hasn't played so many minutes in pre-season. It's going to get better and better for us. But yeah, for those number 9 attributes that he has.
Hi Frank, you've obviously prepared thoroughly for this game. You had a corner off about 20 seconds before Coventry are going for this, but as you said, Arsenal are very strong. What is it that makes this Arsenal side so difficult to play against?
Because they have a bit of everything. They're very, very good off the ball. The best out of possession team in the league last year. All the data backs it up. They close down all your passing angles very, very quickly. We've not been exposed to that as a team. So I think that's why I'm sitting here saying fair play to the players, and they'll take that on board. And then as they play, you can feel it on the side of the pitch. There's a high technical level, a high physicality about them, a great way of playing. It's very, very hard to high press this team, because if they'll play through you and rip through you. So we decided we want to be more in the middle of the pitch, and I thought we did some work really, really well to delay and then work the sides, and then they just need a few moments to hurt you. So yeah, a very, very all round just a strong unit that they've built.
Is that just Arsenal, or is that just the Premier League as a whole, do you think?
Oh yeah, no, it's a clear step up. We know that across the league, but Arsenal are the best at it. They proved that last year, and we felt that tonight. And sometimes you respect the opposition and say that.
Right, we talk about taking lessons from this.
Do you think having this test in time could actually be a good thing at first up, because it just shows them exactly what the level is straight away?
Yeah, maybe. Like, it's good for the players. They understand that, and we haven't had a lot of defeats over the last season. You know, we had a few, but we always have a feeling of happiness in how we're playing and getting results. And I think the reality of football is not always like that. So for the players individually and collectively to feel that is, I think, is a good thing, and it's important that we support them in that feeling, because losing and feeling like a team is superior to you is not a nice feeling. But that's not the case forevermore. That's a high level. We know things we're good at. We know how effective we want to be in games. We have to show that going forward.
Any more? No?
No?
Please go.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Right.